Hi, my name is Brian LaPayower, and this is LaPayower Report, the fundamental talk show program where I conduct conversations with individuals who have unique skills and talents. On today's program, I have two guests. I have with me the host and producer of the Staten Island Comedy Show. I have Nevin Cummings, and also producer, manager, and songwriter. I have also the sidekick of the Staten Island Comedy Show, Fred Coscia. But before we begin our program with Nevin Cummings and Fred Coscia, I want to make two things I want to get out right away. Recently, our program is taped here in the borough of Staten Island, New York, and parts of Staten Island, including Long Island, as well as New Jersey and other places, have been devastated by Hurricane Sandy. If anyone out there wants to make a donation or special help to the victims of Hurricane Sandy, you can go to redcross.org for more information about how to help out with the victims of Hurricane Sandy. And also, I want to make a special memorial tribute to a host of a program. Her name is Gladys Schwager. Gladys was not only the host of the program Alzheimer's Awareness, but she was also the executive director of the Alzheimer's Foundation of Staten Island. And Gladys, was not only the host of the program, not only host awareness, as well as the executive director of the Alzheimer's Foundation. She was also a registered nurse as well too. So I just want to make that dedication out to Gladys Schwager. And Nevin and Fred, thank you for coming on to the program.
Okay.
Hey,
Brian.
Brian.
Hey, Brian. How you doing, man?
Hey.
Oh, Brian, long time no see.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Yes, and
What's up, man?
Yes, and just to quickly, Fred, you are a returning guest, but Nevin, this is your first time actually here on the
Yes,
program.
yes.
Okay.
But you are my graphic and cameraman on my show, right?
Yes.
The Staten Island Comedy Show.
Yes.
Brian,
Yes,
he came
Brian.
down. He
Great,
came in
great.
from Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. I brought the warm weather.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Now, moving along forward here, Nevin, how did you get started with the Staten Island Comedy Show?
Well, it just it was a thought in my mind to make people laugh. That was a goal in my life.
Yes.
Now, how was I going to do that? I was, just figured I would, create a show that would make people laugh.
Yes.
And I did.
Yeah.
It was a nice comedy show, and I just thought maybe like get a bunch of comedians and call it the Staten Island Comedy Show. We would have a show to make people laugh. So, it just went, and it snowballed from there. The very first show was about 7 years ago.
Yes.
And then, it just kept snowballing and got better and better and better. And last night's show was one of the best shows,
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
of the whole thing. It was show number 78, which was,
Yeah, and
show.
whoever would have thought, right, Nevin, that after 8 years of doing this show, Saturday Night Live would be watching our shows, and Fred Armisen comes on our show as a guest, and he's one of the big stars.
Yes.
And so he really loved what we were doing.
Yes.
and
you
all
know?
the actors and producers and management of the Saturday Night Live
Yeah.
watch the show religiously. They
And-
say they love the show.
Right,
in
and now
Manhattan.
we're getting a lot of stars come on. Gregory Kurskoski or whatever.
Korsaverzeski
Yeah,
or whatever
well,
his
it's,
name
it's
is.
a long
Very-
name.
yeah, very
They
funny,
call him
though.
Gregory
Very
K.
funny.
But he's been on 50 commercials on national TV.
Right.
And now I'm managing a girl, Leandra Ramm, that's also is on Nevin's
Now I understand
show.
that Leandra Ramm is not your only client. You actually have two other clients.
Yes.
I got this information from your website, the fredcoscia.com.
Yeah,
You manage not only
fredcoscia.com.
Leandra Ramm,
Right.
you also manage Julie Coelho and a male model named Joe Robinson.
Joe Robinson, yeah. So I'm managing a lot of people. Now that I know the business and I know I could keep people in the right direction and guide them the right way without, because there's a lot of pitfalls in this business.
Okay. And your company is called the Fred Coscia Talent Management Group.
That's correct. So anybody that's got talent out there, come and see us. But if it wasn't for Nevin,
Right.
who we got together. It was years ago, 8 years ago, right? We met in the hallway over here, and then I was doing shows on the roads with big groups like Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Little Anthony.
Right.
I opened up for the Four Tops. I opened up for the all big time groups, you know.
Right.
But anyway, and then I met Nevin, and then now we got all this
all this
stuff
coming in.
happening.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Nevin, one of your mentors is Mary Domino, and you said, you told me this, that you met her at the Learning Annex?
Yeah, Learning Annex in Manhattan.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it was. I was just taking classes to do stand up, because like I said, the goal was to make people laugh.
Right.
So I figured I would, do a little stand up,
Right.
and that's where I learned a little bit. It wasn't too good at it, but I said, well, you know what? Let the stand ups do the stand up work, and let me just host them. And
But it
that's what
also,
the idea came out.
yes, and also led you to stand on community television as well too. Is that correct?
Yeah, because I was doing the show Nights with Mary.
Right.
I produced that show, which was a very good show on Staten Island Cable.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
We
So you-
took off from there.
yeah.
So I was
Because
just doing a
it's
bunch
funny
of
you
shows.
mentioned about Nights of Mary, because I remember the first time I saw you on Nights of Mary was back in 2002. You, if I remember the goal of the Nights of Mary, the students, because you were one of Mary Domino's students, after like doing when you train, like you would basically go to the Stand Up New York and perform stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Stand up New
yes,
Year.
yes.
Well, that's where that's where they come
I've been
from.
there 3 times in my life, Stand Up
That's where
New
they
York.
come
And that's where the whole idea of that show was to
Yeah.
have the comedians come
Right.
on and critique them. And I was one of the comedians, and I had Saki.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she really didn't like Saki too much. And one of the jokes it was a sperm joke.
Okay.
But she didn't like it too much, and she grabbed my socks and she said, "I'm going to stick these socks up my butt," and she sat on them. So but
I thought it was involving with a beaver.
there was a beaver too involved.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of
Yes.
lot of things going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what got me interested in doing his show as a sidekick and
Yeah.
and a performer with playing drums and everything is that I always loved comedy.
Yes.
So when he said it's a comedy show, but I didn't realize that there's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of people that are starting out that want to be on a show, especially that it's an access show, that you're going to get a lot of faulters, you get a
Right.
lot of people that they're trying out, so you got to be patient with the bad ones. But now look at us. Now we got rewarded with Fred Armisen from Saturday Night Live, right? Nev?
Yeah, Gregory K.
We
had a whole
got
bunch of good.
Mary Domino, who was on
Yeah.
national TV. Now
Yes.
we got Leandra Ramm, that's going to be on national TV. And I mean, she's a singer and actress, but she's great.
Okay.
And she's going to be on the 28th, by the way, November 28th,
Okay.
on Lifetime TV.
What's
10 o'clock, right?
Do you know the
10
do you know the
yes.
program that
10
she's gonna be on?
Yes, it's called My Life is a Lifetime Movie.
Okay.
It's like,
And
watch.
it's going to be
It's
on
gonna be a
November
great
28th,
show.
everybody.
I
It's a
do
great
believe
show.
we have a rolling clip.
Of
Yeah,
the
great,
show,
yeah,
right?
Great topic. Great
Okay.
topic.
And then we got a special thing for the Christmas time.
Okay.
So.
Hey,
Do we have that rolling ready by any chance?
All right.
Okay. Just make aware, viewers, our director today is Pat Brady, and she's going to rolling right now
Yes,
of the Staten
this is
Island
the way
Comedy
we
Show.
open up the Staten Island Comedy Show, right?
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on Staten Island, it's the Staten Island Comedy Show with your host, Nevin Cummings. Yeah.
Woo! Welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. We're going to have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned. We have musical guests. Leandra Ramm is in the house tonight.
Yeah.
We have comedians. Boy, do we have a lot of comedians.
Wow.
And we have Bodybuilder Bob. in the house
Bodybuilder
tonight.
Bob.
And you know what, Freddie and Bob?
What's that?
There's this guy with a Ferrari goes up to a gas station, pulls up to the pump, and a little kid in a tricycle comes up to him and says, "Hey, mister, you want a race?" And the guy says, he laughs at him and says, "Oh, no, that's all right." Shuts his door and leaves. All of a sudden, the guy's driving, and he sees the kid in the back rearview mirror gaining on him. They're going really fast. All of a sudden, the kid passes him. So the guy gets a little aggravated. He floors the car, catches up to the kid, passes the kid. that he sees the kid flying from behind and catching him up. And the kid passes him again. The guy, and he floors it and he comes back. And so the guy drives and stops, and he sees the kid pull up behind him. So he says, the kid says, he looks at the kid and he says, he sees his tires are all smoking and the kid's panting. He goes, "Oh, thanks, mister, for stopping, because my suspenders got caught in your door." Anyway, Leandra Ramm, we have a Christmas song, a special one for us tonight. And Fred Coscia was the producer.
Right.
You know, usually every night we have an opening like that, and Freddie has the drums and stuff, and you know, that's the way we do things. Hey, Brian.
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Why did the man stop farting?
Why did the man stop farting?
Because he ran out of gas.
Ran out of gas. Wow, that's a big subject these days, right?
Yeah, especially here in Staten Island, right?
But,
Right. Well, now they're doing the rationing now, so if it's on an odd day, people have an odd license plate number, they can get gas. If they have an even number, they could also get gas in those days.
Right. And I was getting back to the show when I met Nevin. The reason why I got so hooked up on him is because he reminded me of what, you know, Jackie Gleason and Ed Norton. They were funny characters.
Yes.
He reminded me of my Ed Norton.
Right.
And that's what really clinged me to him. I didn't know him. Now I know him.
And I was on your show back then.
Right.
Fred's Interesting Topics.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? You had the little bongo drums?
Oh,
little
yeah,
drum?
yeah,
And
that's right. It was in here.
Yeah, it was in this
Wow,
Fred's
that's
studio.
right.
And also in the program, I believe we do have pictures as well, too, from the Staten Island Comedy Show.
We got some pictures.
Some
Yeah.
pictures
pictures.
of you know, some
And,
of the guests. You
Yeah,
know,
just let us know when
some of
we
the
have a
talent.
picture up.
Put the picture
and,
up.
Right.
And then we're going to do the holiday song soon, right?
Yes, so we're going to do the holiday songs, too.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Why couldn't the pony talk?
Why?
Because he was a little horse.
It was a little ponytail.
Yeah.
He had a short tail, I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
But I'm bummed.
I got one, too.
What?
Orange.
Why?
Orange.
Orange, why?
Orange what?
Aren't you glad this is an exciting show?
All right. Yeah. Woo!
Well, you know,
I once in my life tried out stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah?
My first time ever done it was at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Oh, yeah?
They have amateur night on I think every Wednesday, and because one thing about comedy, you can't really physically wing it unless you know what you're doing.
Right.
So I had to prepare stuff together and try it out.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, your father wanted you to come on my show.
Right.
A long time ago.
Yes.
When you were doing your stand-up.
Yes. It was not only me. My brother was the first that got involved with stand-up himself too.
Right.
He performed in several clubs. He performed at the Boston Comedy Club, which is now known as the Comedy Village. He also performed at Improv, now it's known as the Broadway Comedy Club. He also performed at Stand-Up as well too.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
And there's also, today we ran into a guy that his name is John Galetta. He's doing a thing called Sleep Out. It's for the support of homeless youths.
Yeah.
And on November 15th, which is coming up, I don't know if this show will be airing, but you could donate. You donate money to this cause. I am sleeping on the street and experiencing homelessness for just one night to show homeless youth that they are not alone. So he's going to be on the street, this guy John. So you could get in touch with Sleep. It's called Confident House Sleep Out.
Covenant.
I'm sorry, Covenant. And there it is up there. Anybody that wants to contribute or be part of it, And also I heard that the guy from the Yankees, Brian Cashman, is involved on it. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring up my song, the Yankee song I did. I wrote the Yankee song also, Brian, that people are going to hear. It's called If You Believe.
Right.
So if you believe, benefit to a good cause.
And I think Brian Cashman is going to actually sleep one night on the street also with this person.
Right.
Well, he better have a cover with him.
Or a lot of boxes.
A lot of boxes. Nah.
A lot of newspapers.
Yeah, so it's good. So you got anything, Brian?
Yeah, I do. As far as the Stand On Comedy Show goes, where does it stand? Right. Okay. Where does the Stand On Comedy Show stand right now? I mean, because you were doing it year after year.
Oh, there we
series.
are.
Okay,
Oh,
now
there
we
we
have
go.
shots.
That's what Leandra Ramm,
Yeah.
who's going to be on national TV.
This was on. I don't remember the date, but
November 28th,
Nevin, can you,
Lifetime
Nevin
TV.
and Nevin and Fred, can you describe the people in the pictures?
Yeah, there's Angela Coscia is next to me, Fred Coscia, and Leandra Ramm.
Right, and
And
then-
Buddy Brody, Buddy
Yeah.
Brody, or was his name, is in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah,
and
well,
those three
he
other
was
guys.
a Howard
I
Stern.
believe it's Stuart Broden.
Stuart
Stuart
Broden.
Broden, right.
And he's
yeah.
a Howard Stern impersonator.
And these guys just came on. They were
Yeah.
just, you
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
just
why does
guests
he have a
that
broom
came.
and a dustpan? Was he clean?
Because they made a mess during their act. so
Yeah, they were
cleaning up,
a little.
yeah.
Those are some of the amateurs that come on our
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
But
So
you know, you
good.
can't always. That's why people say, "Oh, Fred, why'd you have that guy on?" Sometimes you don't know. That's what's all. That's what this is all about. This is live,
Right.
and you can't stop the show. So people out there that, you know, are getting to know us personally, me, Nevin, and even Brian. You know, sometimes he screws up, but
And we have another picture.
Oh,
And
here's
that
another
was that was the
Now
last
this-
last night.
Yeah,
That
this
was
was
last night.
from the
night,
from the latest Staten Island Comedy
And then
Show.
you see next to me is the Gregory K, which
Right.
is Krasovsky.
and then
You
and we
see
did
Leandra.
the Christmas song in the show. Can we show that now?
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
get
can
the
we-
picture off and we get the rolling ready for the Christmas
show.
Christmas
Christmas
song.
Christmas
Christmas
song.
I wrote this
What's
so-
the name of the song called, Fred?
It's called Christmas Cheer.
Christmas Cheer.
Christmas cheer.
A
And-
magical Christmas cheer.
A magical
At first I
I
did
do.
Christmas cheer, but it was
And
a
Fred
magical
Coscia was the
Christmas cheer, and I wrote all the
producer,
words.
and he created
Okay,
this
I
song.
think we
Right,
have the
Freddie?
ball for you.
Yes,
There it is.
yes. I wrote this song a couple of days before Christmas. We were doing actually, I was interviewing a show out in New York City. When I came back, I got into the Christmas spirit, and I wrote it with Pennsylvania Chris, and I wrote the words. And Leandra is singing it.
All right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a merry, merry Christmas. It's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be everything you dreamed of. It's gonna be
Yeah.
And that was Leandra Ramm performing Magical Christmas Cheer.
Yeah.
And that was on the Staten Island Comedy Show.
Staten Island
and
Comedy
Leandra
Show.
Ramm will be featured on My Life is a Lifetime movie on November 28th on the Lifetime channel.
That's correct.
That's right.
That's correct. And it's going to be an hour show.
Yes.
And it's all about her life. It's the most interesting show you'll ever want to see.
Yeah, it's about the cyber stalking, which
Well-
anybody can be a victim of, and
Right.
apparently nobody could do anything about it.
Well, it's also about how she was born and everything, and she was on CNN, she was on a lot of majors, The View, she was on a lot of big shows.
Now, real quick, I mentioned before we did the role in Nevin, I've asked about the where does the show stand right now?
Well, the show stands right now. I'm living now in Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
Yeah.
And I fly back and forth to do the show, every few months
Yeah.
as a standalone. And I also air in the city and in Brooklyn as a series. So
Gotcha.
I'll be putting old shows in and new shows, mixing them up.
Okay.
And so I'm going to look to bring the show down to Miami also. So hopefully I can get a lot of talent down there, and they have a nice studio down there, and try to
yeah?
get some sponsors and try to lure some really
Well,
professional
the
talents.
goal to any show is to go national and get sponsors. Of course, on community TV, you can't have sponsors,
Right.
Because you'll be taken away from their business.
Right.
But if you get your own show going, then
Right.
that's why you don't see advertisement
Oh, of course.
on the shows and stuff.
And now, once you get the sponsors, the show will go to a next level because you're paying for the performers, and when you pay for them, you can get the best. And they don't call us that much because there's a lot of comedians out there, and they're very hungry, and they kind of get abused out there, because
Right.
they're so underpaid, and they're doing shows for free at stand up, just to get exposure. But that's the next level, and once that next level kicks in, we'll hopefully we'll get some professional talent.
Okay.
Well, that's
Do you think that anyone out there, Nevin, wants to be interested by putting? It's funny. The program has been on 9 years, and I think that many of these production companies out there should look into it and saying they should suggest you as a host to, for entertainment.
yeah.
Just
well,
like
that's-
just like like the past one, even though we have the current ones like Jay Leno, David Letterman, Craig Ferguson, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
would,
definitely-
I would love to. If anybody out there is interested in me, I would love to do a
Yeah.
show for anyone. So just give me a call or
There's
email
more-
me.
Yeah, there's just more to it than just that. There's a lot of business that has to go into it, and a lot of advertisers have to cling on to you. It's not the station itself; it's the advertisers.
Right.
If you got the advertisers, they'll be glad to put you on because you're paying for their business. So that's what it's all about, really. Yes.
Okay.
And you have my email address
Yeah,
up there, right?
so
Right.
It's star 10310 at
Okay,
AOL.
yeah, you might as well, yes. So anyway, so since you already brought it up, for anyone out there who wants to contact you, Nevin, so say it one more time, the
It's,
email address?
My email address is star10310 at AOL.com.
And
Right.
Fred, what about you?
Yeah, FredCoscia.com, or you could go on YouTube or Facebook, Fred Coscia.
And also they can contact you on the email, happyiii123@aol.com.
That's correct. And if anybody out there that's got tremendous talent and wants to see me, I could help them, and we could get them out there, and bring things to what they want, because there's a lot of people out there that say they could do things, but they really.
Yeah, and they want to come on the show.
They really
just,
can't.
just give us a shout. You want
Well,
to come on
we
the
could
show?
get you out there. We could get you out there.
Well, if anyone wants to contact me, they could write to the studio, or they can email me at lapayowerreports@gmail.com. Right now, I'd like to definitely like to thank Nevin and Fred for coming on the program.
I'd just like to say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is going to be filmed around the holidays.
Yes.
And I just want to say happy holidays to everybody.
Oh,
Merry
definitely.
Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, right?
Yeah, happy
Never-
holidays, everyone.
Okay.
Happy holidays, and listen to. You could get my song on iTunes too.
Yes.
A Magical Christmas Cheer. You can get it on iTunes, everybody. It's a beautiful song. I love it, and a lot of people are listening to it and they love it. So, all right, let's go out now.
I think we have one more final rolling.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
We have one more rolling. And also, real quick, before we start the rolling, like I said, you can email me at lapillreport@gmail.com. I'd like to thank our technical director, Pat Brady, Frank Jacomi, and the rest of the staff and crew for helping out with the program. If anybody missed an episode of La Pill Report, they can also find it on YouTube. So, once again, my name is Brian LaPayower, and this was La Pill Report. Thank you for watching.
All right.
Oh, wow, that was, I don't know. It must be a baby, Fred. Okay, so we'll have a great show tonight.
Yeah.
And Leandra Ramm, you're going to open us up with a song? Yeah. Okay, and Leandra Ramm, you had a one-woman show last night in the city, right? I did. It was on 42nd Street, and the name of the play was?
It was called One Night with You.
Oh, One Night with You. Okay, and you were it was a solo performance.
Yeah, it was a solo show. It was an autobiographical play with music. It was all about my life and focusing on a cyber stalking experience that I went through, which has gotten so much publicity lately, which I'm really happy about because I'm bringing awareness to this subject. And it was a really, really awesome show. It was totally sold out with a huge thank you to Freddie because he brought so many people, and it was so awesome. Like, it was a really, really great experience.
Okay, great. And Freddie's your manager, right?
Yes.
Okay, and also you have a song for us tonight that Freddie wrote, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just recorded the song. It's called How Can It Be? It has a Caribbean flavor to it, and it's a really awesome, nice song that'll just get you in the moods to go to the islands.
All right, all right. So we have that. We have that.
Yeah, written
we
in
have that
Jamaica.
song. So Leandra Ramm, take us away.